You know, it's not all glamour out here in the garage. No, it ain't all glamour. Hey, I've been asked a number of times about the Petrobond that I use because it don't look like regular Petrobond. It's pretty dark. And the reason for that is because I recycle it. I sort of rejuvenate it, and I'm able to reuse it. I don't have to keep buying brand new Petrobond for every single casting that I do. So I've answered that question a couple times of what I do, but I had a guy actually ask me the other day if I'd just make a video on it. So that's what we're going to do. Let me show you the Petrobond, and then we'll take you over. It's pretty interesting. All right, so this is, if you're not aware, this is new Petrobond. And I've been storing this at my house, inside the house, because it's been like 100,000 degrees below zero. I don't think even on the Kelvin scale you can match how cold it has been. But you can see it kind of clumps together. It'll break nice and clean. It's good stuff when it's warm. When it's cold, it's near useless. Anyway, that's what it looks like new. And a lot of times I'll just face my what I'm going to use with Petrobond, this new stuff, and then I'll fill the flask with this other stuff. So let me show you what I got there. Here is my recycled Petrobond, and this is just one of the tubs I've got. I've actually got a couple of tubs. And you can see in here, for example, this is a piece that was right next to the casting that was burned, and it will crumble very easily and turn to powder. Now that is no good for casting. That's just there's no structural integrity to it at all. Now this is stuff that has not been burned, but it's full of brush hair. But you can see that it'll clump together and it'll break fairly cleanly. This is good, but I just dump it all in a bin and reblend it. So first thing I will do, actually, is just dump this on the table, which is probably why I have brush hair in my sand. Because I need to get this bucket empty here. So there we go. I have a mixing bowl. And basically all I do is I will put in some amount of this stuff. Try to grab some of the burns if I can find it in the pieces here. There's some. I'll just put mix all that in here together, and I'll take it over to the next step, show you that. So let's go over there. And people ask me all the time, how is my wind drill press holding up? Well, it is holding up remarkably well when you consider the way I treat it. So this is my tool that I use for blending all the sand. It's just going to go in here and we're just going to spin it around and mix it up. So that's it. It's pretty exciting stuff. So we're going to turn this on. I've got it on as low as it'll run, which is like 540 RPM. Oh, 550. Anyway, we just put it up in here. You can't see that. So there it is. That's just about it. I will usually test it. In fact, it's not usually. I always test it to see because sometimes I don't need to do this next step, and this is feeling pretty good. If I need to moisten this up again, and this would be kind of the equivalent of putting water back in your green sand. What you do. What did I get here? Oh, I got shells this time. But non-detergent motor oil. What it says right there, non-detergent motor oil. This is 30 weight. I just take, I don't need to do it. Let me get some that I need to mix, and I'll show you how much oil I put in. All right, well, I lied to you. I didn't actually need to add oil to any of those, so I just blended it up. And I will tell you that I use, maybe for that little half bucket that you saw me do the first time, I might add maybe two of these guys, 2 caps full of oil. Not a lot, maybe 3 if depending on how dry it is. Here's the deal on that. When I first started doing this, I used to blend every time. I used to add oil to it, and I got to where my sand was really getting way too oily. And so what I did to kind of correct that over time is I would just reblend the burned out stuff in with the sand until I lowered that oil content down by just replacing it with burned oil, I guess, carbon. So, you know, I kind of measure that. Let me show you here. This is what it looks like done. Doing what I did, aerates it, it kind of loosens it all up, breaks up all the big clumps. All of the stuff that you saw that was big hunks of just carbonized sand, carbonized oil, whatever you want to call it. That's all been broken up and blended in here. So it's ready to go. Next time the temperature goes above, let me bring it back to me. So next time the temperature goes above, like, you know, 400 degrees Kelvin, 0, whatever. I mean, it has been so cold here. I came out and measured my desktop the other day, my benchtop, 19 degrees Fahrenheit. 19 degrees Fahrenheit is what the metal surface measured. It's too cold, but it's warming up. I got a whole thing of sand now. I'm ready to go. So we're going to start casting again. But that's all there is to it. If you've got Petrobond you're using and you want to save a little money, I tell you what, I think this cost me $4. And it will last. It's lasted me a couple of months now, multiple castings, because I don't add that much, and the sand is perfect. In fact, there are a lot of times when I will actually just use this stuff as my facing sand, and not even bother with the new stuff. So it works. Works for me. Should work for you. That's it. You guys have a great day.